Hello, Finance-3750, Professor Webb, and my classmates. My name is Jared LaRue. I am a rising sophomore in the four-year BBA MBA program as a finance concentration, and I really enjoyed this class. I have the opportunity to be involved in an internship at Merrill Lynch this summer, and one of the things I really enjoyed doing was drawing the parallels from what I'm learning in the classroom to what I'm learning in the internship. And I know I put this on my exam, but just to share it with everyone, one of my favorite examples of this is I was sitting down with a couple financial advisors, and we were discussing portfolios and how they determine which stock to put where. And one of the things that they mentioned was beta. Well, I had a general understanding of the stock market at the time, but I didn't really understand what beta was, and I didn't understand that it was a measurement. Well, I believe it was that week or the very next week when we went through Chapter 9, which was one of my favorite chapters, which was stock valuation, and the chapter discussed beta and how beta is measured and how it compares the stock to the rest of the market in terms of risk. And after going through this course, I can honestly say that I can sit down with a financial advisor and have an intellectual conversation about stocks and investments and different vehicles of investments such as bonds and REITs, and I can understand more of their career, which will help me in the future if I determine to take that up as a career. Now, with the project of determining the 10 different stocks, it was very interesting, and one of the things that I really learned is how sensitive the stock can actually be, or how sensitive the market can actually be. I was invested in Microsoft, and it was the week when the Department of Justice launched their investigation into the big tech companies like Google and Facebook and Amazon. And for those of you who don't know, Microsoft wasn't involved in that investigation at all. They had already been investigated, and they had already been set up for an antitrust a decade prior to this current investigation. But it was amazing how many investors didn't actually understand that. So the day that the Department of Justice launched their investigation, the Microsoft stock absolutely crashed. It dropped dramatically. And then it was really interesting seeing the very next day the price returned as if nothing had ever happened, and it was back to its status quo. And it was really interesting seeing how that market works. And specifically, as one of the other chapters in the book stated, the behavioral applications that investors have in the stock market. And no matter how hard we try, we can't fully take the emotion out of it. But that's one of the reasons that I might want to pursue a career in financial advising, because if I can help people manage their finances, and it honestly just saves them a whole bunch of trouble, because no matter what, if you're dealing with your own money, you're going to be emotional about it. But if you have someone else dealing with your money, you'll be at least a little bit more comfortable with it. So this class has been amazing. I wish I would have taken it in person so that way I can go into a little bit more in-depth analysis, but it was definitely an amazing class, and thank you for a great 6 weeks.